I'm Jeff Banks. I am a campus minister with InterVarsity Christian Fellowship here at Harvard, where I work with graduate students. When I was a sophomore at Davidson College, I went on a retreat that was sponsored by the chaplain's office, and it was entitled Vocational Vertigo. And it was designed for students who didn't know what they wanted to do with their lives and didn't know what they wanted to major in. So I signed up for it, and when I was there, I gathered with other students in an awkward social arrangement called a small group, and we talked about things like meaning and purpose and identity. And it was on that retreat that I really learned to love asking the big questions about life. And that is what led me into this role at Harvard, wanting to come alongside students as they're engaging these really important topics that they'll be thinking about in some sense the rest of their life. But college, graduate school is a special time when they can really dig down deep and think about what it means to be human, what it means to live a good life. And I get to accompany them as they ask those questions. Graduate students are in a different place from undergrad students, whereas when you're an undergrad, all these questions are kind of exploding in your life. Who am I? What am I supposed to be doing? But when you're in graduate school, the focus narrows. You know what you want to do in terms of a career, and you are focusing on gaining skills and gaining wisdom about how to live that life. And so one of the important things that we do in our ministry is ask students, how does your faith interact with your work? You have this career kind of lined up ahead of you, but what does it mean to be a lawyer and be a faithful Christian? What does it mean to be a doctor and be a faithful Christian? What does it mean to be a professor and be a faithful Christian? Those are the questions that we ask our students to think about and come alongside them as they discern how God is inviting them to live their faith in the context of their career. One of the things that I find that Harvard students crave, perhaps more than anything else, is community, deep, authentic relationships with other students. And there's only so much that you can learn about your classmate when you are taking, education theory together. And so what I try to do is cultivate a community where people can come together and connect on a deeper level. And so providing a space, an hour and a half, where students can share openly what they are going through in their weekly lives, and then to pray for one another. The Christian story is one of a God who created and loves human beings. And even though we have messed things up and often still do mess things up as people, God is one who still pursues us and who has given us gifts of creativity and of wisdom and knowledge. And that is what we can cultivate in graduate school, is learning how to use those gifts that God has given to us in service of Him in the world. I work primarily with students at the Graduate School of Education, the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, and Harvard Divinity School. And we offer fellowship groups that meet every week. And once a month, we get together as Christian students from across Harvard to worship and pray together. And we also go on retreats. We have retreats 2 times during the fall, in October, and then again over Thanksgiving at this beautiful place in New Hampshire, where there is green in abundance, which is rare for someone who lives in Cambridge. At Harvard, I work with a lot of graduate students who are coming from different countries, and a lot of them are wondering, what is it mean to be Christian in this new environment. And a lot have difficulty being a person of faith in some of their classes. And so a lot of people seek me out for advice about what it means to be Christian, what it means to be a person of faith at Harvard, with classmates who are coming from very different perspectives and backgrounds and even religions from them. A lot of students seek me out because they are tired and because their classes have worn them down for one reason or another. And sometimes that's because they have difficulty speaking up as a person of faith. And part of my role is mentoring and coaching them about how to be confident in what they believe and yet also open and receptive to learning, both from their professors and from other students. One of the things that I see a lot of students struggling with is an identity issue. What is my identity and where am I grounding my sense of self? And for a lot of us, we struggle because we think that we need to impress other people or perform for them in order to feel worthy. And so a lot of my work is reminding students, Christian students, that their identity is in Jesus. And God is the one before whom ultimately they are accountable. And God has already rendered the verdict: innocent, free.